Hello, my name's Hazel, and I'm here to explain why you should invest in Grocery Watch, a convenient solution to the problems of modern-day grocery shopping during plague time. I'm going to walk you through the research I did to uncover customer pain points within the grocery shopping process and how Grocery Watch can help to solve these problems. Then I'll show you the initial Grocery Watch prototype and talk a little bit about the next steps that might be necessary to successfully launch this product in the marketplace. Step 1 of solving any problem is figuring out what the problem is. I thought about my own pain points when grocery shopping, observed COVID-19 measures at my local supermarkets, and looked at recent existing research into shopper trends. I also decided to conduct some research of my own to really get to the bottom of what problems people were having. I started off by interviewing 4 people from different walks of life. I spoke to a student who's always on the lookout for deals and sees grocery shopping as one of the rare social activities he can do during lockdown. I spoke to someone else who values quality over price when grocery shopping and recently moved back in with her parents to take on care duties in the home. Another person I spoke to views grocery shopping as a necessary evil and divides shopping duties with her partner. And I spoke to a self-employed single father who's been shopping online while in isolation with his daughter. The interviews were a great way to get some rich data about grocery shopping habits, which I could then build my ideas off. But, at the end of the day, I had only spoken to 4 people, so I decided to complement this initial data with a survey. 26 grocery shoppers responded to my survey. Although the majority of shoppers who answered were directly responsible for purchasing their household groceries, there was some interesting variation in this. I started to realise that grocery shopping can be a much more sociable thing than I originally thought, or at least there were certainly social factors involved. But what does this all mean? Well, let's look at it in terms of shopper pains and gains. Shopper pains are things like frustrations, obstacles, things that really get in the way and irritate you during your shopping experience. Gains are things that make the shopper happy. The overall pattern that seemed to emerge in my dataset was that shopper pains were largely to do with other people and hunting for products. Shopper gains seemed to revolve around clarity and convenience. People wanted clearly labelled aisles, a logical store layout, and a balance between quality, price, and experience that satisfied them. This reminded me of Disneyland. Several years ago, Disneyland did some research into the pain points of their customers. The solution they came up with was the Magic Band, a wristband that can be used as your park ticket, hotel key, park map, and so on. A simple scan of this Magic Band reduced queuing, the amount of stuff you had to carry with you at the park, and all sorts of other things. It made the logistics of the park experience much easier to manage and, most importantly, made their customers happy. I decided to do a little bit of market analysis looking into wearable technology. And it looks like this sort of thing does exist and has had some successful application to grocery shopping. I particularly liked the idea of a watch because it was the most convenient. It didn't matter whether you're using a trolley or a basket, you could always be wearing your watch and glancing at that for details. I played around with some design ideas, mocked up the visuals, and tested them on a few friends first, before going ahead and making the initial prototype. This initial prototype has 3 main features: the offers, my list, and the stock finder, as well as settings, where you can edit features such as your wallet details, so you can scan your watch on the way out and pay for things easily that way, and accessibility, which might give indications of whether this particular store has accessible toilets, or might change smaller details, such as making the font bigger on your watch, or maybe the colour scheme, if you're colourblind. The stock finder helps you find specific items that you're looking for within the store, kind of like Google Maps, but on a watch and for a grocery store. You get to see specific steps as it directs you towards your item of choice, and you can mark it out on your shopping list. The offers section is useful if you're looking for a discount. You can check what's on offer now, and you can check when your current vouchers expire.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so don't click on anything yet. What you can see right now is my brother testing the product.
There wasn't any obvious thing saying that I should scroll, other than the fact that there was a bit of orange at the bottom. Some people might not instantly think to scroll, I think.
I wanted to run the product past at least one person before I did this presentation. So, what factors do we need to consider if we want to launch Grocery Watch? Well, firstly, I want to do more research into its usability. I've got the prototype, but I don't know how people will react to the actual product in store. Maybe they'll only use 2 of the 3 main features on the watch, or maybe they won't notice the settings section, like my brother mentioned. Testing is key to success. Let's recap. Grocery Watch makes it easier to quickly navigate a store and find the items your customers want at a price they can afford. It's an accessible solution that brings the convenience of online grocery shopping to the in-store experience. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you will consider investing in Grocery Watch.